we got going too long.
Good evening, New Mexico! First thing I want to say to you all is it's a good day to be a New Mexican. Because tonight, New Mexico delivered for our people, delivered for our communities, and delivered for the United States of America. And tonight's victory is all of yours. To our voters, our volunteers, our donors, our staff, our family, and our friends, this victory is yours. Thank you. You did this. You showed up, and you showed that democracy matters, that science matters, and that we believe in our people and our future. And that when the moment demands it, we have to show up with every fiber of our grit, determination, and heart and deliver for our communities. And that is why I ran to be your next Congresswoman. So I am Melanie Stansbury, and I am proud to stand here tonight as your next Congresswoman in the United States of America in the House of Representatives. And these people made it happen. When we launched this campaign, I love you too. I could not have imagined the journey that we would be on together, but I know that when the moment demands, you have to step up with your grit and determination and get the job done. And I learned this from my mother, who's here with us tonight. Because she taught me that when the moment calls, you have to stand up. And you have to do right like so many women do for our families and our communities every single day. My mother, as many of you know, has her own story of standing up. She's a seamstress and an artist and an educator, and she worked in the jeans factory here in Albuquerque. And she was fired after she had sewn 79,000 pockets on jeans for trying to organize a garment workers union to fight for a living wage. And after that, she took a job working as a dispatcher for the operating engineers, sending machine operators out to the job site. Sounds like we got some machine operators out here. And when she found out how much these machine operators were making, she dispatched herself out, becoming one of the first women crane mechanics at the San Juan power plant. And when I asked my mother last year how she knew how to work on giant cranes, she said, well, they're just like giant sewing machines, so I knew I could figure it out. And I love this story because it embodies the grit and determination of working people, and especially working women. And when the moment demands it, when our families and our communities demand it, when our country demands it, we step up and find the solutions for our communities, and we figure it out. And that is exactly what we did in this campaign, and that is why I am standing here before you tonight. Because of another trailblazing woman who was called to serve as our nation's first Indigenous Cabinet Secretary. Our own Secretary of the Interior, Deb Haaland. And I don't know about all of you, but I have to say that as I watched Secretary Haaland get sworn in by our country's first woman and woman of color vice president, I literally wept. Because this moment is not just about standing up, but about leaning into the moment and bringing fundamental change to our politics and to our country and to the kind of world that we want to see in these historic and unprecedented times. And you all are a part of that history, because you made it possible for us to win this race and hold this seat, because leaders all across the country have been watching this race, because of the leadership of Secretary Haaland, because of the importance to this race for delivering for President Biden's agenda, and because of the importance of this race for delivering for our communities. So, I want to just take a moment to thank everyone who is a part of this moment, who brought their grit and their determination and their heart and helped to make this amazing win possible. State, local, and tribal leaders, labor, I heard you guys back there, our firefighters, our teachers, countless organizations fighting for social justice, immigrant rights, and the environment, and LGBTQ plus rights. Happy Pride, everyone! Faith leaders, civil rights activists, grassroots organizers, our governor, let's get her reelected, folks, our senators, our congresswomen, our House leadership, and even our president, Joe Biden and Dr. Jill Biden, and Mr. Doug Emhoff, who came out to visit us last week. Finally, I want to make a special thanks to our amazing team. The amazing people standing around me are our organizers who literally work the phones and doors until 7 p.m. I want to thank our campaign leadership, Michelle, Scott, Karina, and Kira, who've been with us since day one, and our incredible field, finance, political, and communications team. To all of our volunteers, that's all you guys, for the countless calls and knocks and postcards that you wrote. To our family and friends who were cheering us on every day as we ran this race. I am so grateful to each and every one of you, because you know the importance of this moment and what it took to get here, and that not anything, including a hailstorm yesterday, would stop us from winning this race today. But I want to take a moment to talk about the work ahead, because you all know that the moment that we are living in requires vision and heart, and working to build a world that is more just and more equitable and more resilient. It requires investing in our communities and tackling the biggest issues of our day, including social and economic injustice and global climate change. And to do so in a way that is rooted in our communities and in our lived experiences. And I know this because I grew up here, right here in Albuquerque. I went to public school and grew up in a working family. My family are tradespeople, small business owners, and educators. And like so many, my family, especially when I was a kid, worked hard every day and still struggled to make ends meet. Still struggled to make it to the end of the month, to access health care and put food on the table. Growing up here, working in our communities and in the legislature, I have seen the struggles of our communities. I have cried with neighbors who have lost family members because of COVID, who are struggling with addiction and mental health issues, who are on the brink of losing their homes and struggling to make it to the end of the month. These are not the stories of politics or party. These are the stories of our people and the struggles and experiences that we all share. Know that I will carry your stories, your hopes, and your dreams in my heart as I walk the halls of Congress. And know that that is the reason that I am there fighting for New Mexico every single day. Because we have a lot of work to do, and the way we're going to do it is we're going to pull up all the the chairs around the table and make sure that everyone has a seat and make sure that the voices and the stories of our people and our communities inform the policies that we craft. We're going to rebuild our economy in a way that is more just and more equitable and ensures that every New Mexican can find a meaningful job that provides dignity and a living wage. To build an economy that works for everyone, that invests in critical infrastructure like broadband and drinking water and roads and our critical clean energy infrastructure, that invests in small businesses and entrepreneurs, that protects our workers, and yes, that provides a basic $15 minimum wage. Because we have to invest in our communities and their well-being to ensure that every person can thrive, to care for our children and our elders and everyone in between, to invest in education and universal access to childcare, K through 12, all the way to trades education and college or whatever calls a person in their path. To invest in healthcare and behavioral health and health access, to address housing, hunger, and homelessness, and make sure that no child ever has to live with an empty stomach again. And to honor our military and veterans and fulfill our promises as a nation. We also have to protect our lands and waters and build a more sustainable future because water is life. Water is sacred. Our lands and our waters are who we are. They connect us to this place. And we must protect our lands and waters, lift up our farmers, tackle global climate change, and invest in our clean energy future. And we must restore and rebuild our democracy. We must address social, racial, and economic inequality. We must respect and lift up the sovereignty of our Pueblo and tribal nations. We must pass the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act and criminal justice reform. We must protect voting rights and pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Act. And we must restore our country's faith in science, democracy, and good government. So in closing, I want to say that I ran to be your next Congresswoman because I believe that moment is now. And I believe in our people, and I believe in our capacity to bring meaningful change, not only for our communities, but to the nation. Which is why I am so proud to stand with you tonight, shoulder to shoulder, as we step up for the next chapter and get to work for New Mexico and for our nation. Whether you voted for me or another candidate, know that I am here for you, I will work for you, and my door is always open, and there is always a seat at the table for everyone, and I will always be a partner and an ally. Our communities are proud. We are strong, and we are full of grit, determination, and heart. And I know that together we can get the job done. From Estancia and Mountain Air, Tijeras to Tohojali, Sandia Pueblo to Bernalillo, the North Valley to the South Valley, downtown Torrance, Valencia, Sandoval, and Santa Fe counties, from the east side to the west side, and everything in between. New Mexico's 1st Congressional District has already shown the world that you can get the job done. So take a look around you tonight. You are the people who helped to make this victory happen. And let's put our hearts and our minds and our hands together and celebrate this incredible victory and the thousands of New Mexicans that made it possible. Because tonight we celebrate, and tomorrow we get to work.
Yes, oh yes, oh yes.
And we're gonna celebrate tonight, folks.
Just a couple hours, just a couple hours. Yeah.
So I just want to say thank you. I can't tell you how full my heart is. I love you. You all made this happen tonight. And let's do this!